Oops. Okay. All right, so the video's been running for 32 minutes. Oops. Okay, hopefully that's working. Oh, this is just so. It can be exasperating sometimes just to try to get everything tracking the way it's supposed to. Let's see. All right, perfect. So I got sound there, and I have sound here. Do I? Uh, oh, sound's off. I'm not going to hear nothing with the sound off. Okay, perfect. So, all right. So let's get on with it. Let's start this thing. All right. So, one of the most important things for you to know when it comes to expectations of basically anything. Okay, when especially with internet marketing. So this is how it goes. Sorry, I'm having a couple of brain farts, and I got off to a rough start on this video. Um, 5 p.m. is kind of late for me. I'm old and feeble. Uh, I'm mostly kidding, but I do not like working late into the evenings, which is one of the reasons why I became self-employed to begin with. I'd rather be up way early in the morning than having to stay up late into the night, which I do sometimes, but that's neither here nor there. I want you to get your head on straight and to get some normal expectations, okay? So, for instance, there is no business on the face of the earth that you can start for no out of pocket expense. It doesn't exist. It really doesn't. Yet, when you go online and you try to find a business that requires no investment, free business opportunity, free money making, free traffic, free this, free that, it's all there for you. Millions, well, maybe not millions, but tens of thousands of ads for sure, all over the internet, and they're all trying to get you to do the exact same thing. They're trying to get you to sign up for their opportunity, and they're trying to get you to understand that it takes no money. There's, like I said, there's no such thing. There are a ton of free programs out there, but you're not really going to make any money from these particular programs. Okay, especially when you're at the free level. Out there with a lot of these businesses, it is a pay to play situation. And what I mean by that is if you start at the free level, they're all good and fine giving you that 10% commission at the free level. Some are a little higher. I've seen some lower. I've seen some that start out at 5%. Okay. If you upgrade to the highest level, now you're looking at 50, 60, 75% commissions. There are even a few that claim to give you 100% commission, but they don't really. What they do is they give you 100% commission up front, then they skip a month, and then they'll pay you again. So that 100% commission is only 50% commission. It's just split. It's just giving it to you all at once and then not paying you for a month because of that. It's a really weird system. I've only known of one company that does not have a pay to play scenario, and I ran into other issues with their stuff, so I'm just going to leave that alone. No, I'm not calling out any companies because it's completely unnecessary. You know what you're doing when you go out there. You know what companies have a free level and what companies are promising free traffic. Now let's get into that for a minute. Free traffic. Free traffic is a lie. There is no such thing on the planet Earth as free traffic. Okay? You need to understand this. So here's the situation. Free isn't free. They want you to trade time for advertising. And it's not even good advertising. It's really bad, crappy advertising. Okay? So if you've ever used a traffic exchange or a safe mailer, you know what I'm talking about. Now, there are a lot of advertising platforms out there that claim they're not a traffic exchange. They claim they're not a safe mailer. They claim these things, and yet they are. If you're clicking on an ad, if you're sitting in front of a screen viewing ads, in order for you to get credits to advertise, what's happening here is they think they can call it free, but you're sitting there in front of the computer, you can't really do anything else, and you're clicking on these ads. You're not even interested in the ads. Now, I know a lot of people are like, well, if you're new to marketing, you got to sit in front of these ads so that you could see what good advertising is. I've been in enough of these online groups where we talked about each other's advertising, critiqued them, talked about what good advertising versus bad advertising is, that type of thing. Good sentence structure, graphics versus video, just through the whole gambit. And what I hear a lot of is people aren't doing it right. They're not doing it right. Therefore, they're not reaping the benefits. Now, you're like, well, Chris, what do you got against these companies? The thing I got against these companies is they truly misrepresent their membership. Now, a few of them don't, but most of them do. And what they do is they put in their lifetime membership number. And basically, this is a number that every time someone fills out a free account, that counter goes up 1. When someone deletes their account, that counter doesn't come down. The counter always stays what the number is plus 1 new incoming account. So you're thinking that you're interacting with a membership of 25, 30, 40,000 people, which in reality, their active membership roster is but a fraction of that. It's really, really bad. I was using a safe mailer, and this is what really tipped me off. Okay, I was upgraded to the fullest. I'm paying like, $60, $70 a month for the privilege of advertising on the platform. Okay, and whenever I would use a solo ad, the solo ad would return almost the exact same numbers as me advertising. My highest membership level was I get to advertise to 5,000 people. Now, they claim to have a membership of over 20,000 people. But from what I could tell from my numbers, at any given time, there was only 100 to 200 people active at any given time, which is a far shout from the 20+ thousand that they're touting. Okay, a lot of people don't make these comparisons. They don't put these numbers together. But the thing of the matter is, these numbers really don't lie. Okay, when I send out a solo mail, I shouldn't get the same amount of openings as when I send out a regular mail. This tells me that their active membership number is very, very, very different from the membership number that they're advertising. I try very hard to stay. Sorry, Siri's giving me problems. So I try very hard to stay the hell away from these things. Okay. There was this other company that supposedly they were advertising like all over the net and on a bunch of different sites and this, that, and the other thing. And they promised like free advertising as a bonus to working with them. There's all kinds of perks. What they were having me do was I would look at an email and the email would have links in it and I would be required to click on the links. And if you did not click on, I forget what it was, like a certain amount of number of ads in the rotator, then they would drop you out of the rotator. Okay. And I noticed that a lot of for this particular link that I was only advertising with this company, I was getting a lot of clicks from traffic exchanges. And I did not like this. So I'm paying this person X amount of dollars because I'm thinking I'm getting an advertising package. Where in reality, they just took my ad and put it in a bunch of traffic exchanges and whatnot. There's all kinds of different free, not free, but, well, yeah, free level advertising, but they all require time. And this particular program was having its membership pay them so that they could place ads in these things, plus the email rotator, which got sent out to their own membership. So the cool thing was their membership was a paid membership. They didn't have a free level. The bad thing is they were advertising on sites that had a free level of membership. And you're saying, well, Chris, what do you got against free? Again, I say again, it's not free, okay? You're sitting there with your time. Let me make it to something. I value my time at $75 an hour. So if I'm sitting in front of a computer screen, I'm not able to do anything else, and I'm just clicking on these ads for an hour, that just cost me $75 of potential income. Think about that. If you're an electrician and you get paid, $50 an hour, then if you spend an hour clicking on ads to promote your business, it just cost you $50. You just spent $50 on those particular advertising platforms with your time. And you're advertising. The majority of these sites' memberships are free. They're at the free level. So the problem with that is you're advertising to non-buyers rather than buyers. And you're thinking you're advertising to this huge pool of buyers, people who are ready to invest in themselves, ready to invest in their business, but you're not. You're getting the free looky-loo people who they don't have a business. They don't have a business plan. They don't really have an idea of what their business is supposed to be. Most people I go up to and I ask them to explain internet marketing, or at least their internet marketing techniques, and either they give me some weird canned dictionary definition of it, like they memorized something from a book, or they have no idea and they're like talking themselves round and round and round in circles. A good example of this is I used to belong to an online community, and the community basically fully focused on traffic exchangers and safe lists and those weird click advertising sites. Supposedly you get paid to click. You don't really, but supposedly you do. They were really big into all that stuff, and they built supposedly, and I say supposedly because honestly I don't know for a fact. I really don't know for sure. Anyone can go online onto their banking account or their PayPal account or wherever it's supposed to represent money in an account. And they can alter the web page to look like whatever they want, basically, just by using in most browsers, when you're looking at the source code and whatnot, it'll let you edit that source code. Now, of course, it's not going to save it, but as you're editing it, it's changing it live on your screen. So you just edit your PayPal balance to reflect 15 grand instead of $15, and bing, bang, boom, it looks like you have $15,000 in your PayPal account, where you really don't. So, I mean, anyone can say they're making a bunch of money online and they're really just paying money out. They're not making money, whatever, what have you. It just happens, and it's crappy that it happens. And I think it happens more in this industry than any other industry on planet Earth, which is why internet marketing has such a bad reputation. It's right up there with the reputation of telemarketers. You know, nobody enjoys having a telemarketer call them. You know, that's why we screen all calls. That's why the number's not in our phone book. It automatically goes to spam or whatever, because we don't want to be pestered anymore. Well, internet marketers, there are a lot of them out there, and they're doing this type of thing. And they want to convince you that these free traffic sources are the real deal, whatever. The websites look really nice and sharp. They telling you not only is it free, but you're going to earn just from using the site. That's another big load of BS that I went through. Honestly, there's like over $40 sitting in that freaking thing, and it's going to sit there forever because I'm not going to jump through all the hoops to collect it. I tried it. I tried it 2 or 3 times, and each time it got denied for whatever reason. So I'm thinking it's just one big ass scam. I don't really think it pays out. So, you know, this is the type of thing when you go with that free business type of deal, the free advertising, the free traffic type thing. You're dealing with some very unsavory, unprofessional people. They will falsify, say almost anything to make those little bits of sales because they view it as a numbers game. There are billions of people on planet Earth, and they're just going to run through all of them as fast as they can to try to make as much money as they can, because they're not in business to be in business. They don't want to be in business for the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. They don't want to have a business that they could pass down to their relatives, you know, business partners, what have you. They don't want any of that. They just want that really quick buck, and they're going to turn and burn through the numbers to make it, and it's going to impact your business in a very negative way. Very negative. So save your time. Forget all about free traffic. I'm actually working on a few video courses that explains and demystifies Facebook advertising. It's not any type of backroom guerrilla black book type marketing. It's nothing like that. It's using Facebook platform in which it was meant to be used. Networking with people, making friends, and boosting your posts. So I need to put all that into a course. I'm going to have it available for you guys so that you can get a feel for what real traffic is. And Facebook is one of the least expensive ways to do that. You can set your own budget. There's all kinds of benefits to it. And if you do it right, the rewards and returns are quite excellent. way, way better than I've ever experienced from any type of free traffic. Another thing I hate about free traffic is they all have their crappy rules. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't say this, you can't say that. This is for specific businesses only, this thing, the other. So it's like, you know, whatever. I learned a lot. It's not something I'm ever going to mess with in the future. And I have, you know, to be very honest with you, I've bounced back and forth. Back and forth, I've bounced. You know, I've tried it, then I stopped. Then I tried it again, then I stopped. I read some books. I spoke to some people. And they're like, well, you did this, or you should have done it this way, you should have done it that way, or do it this way. And the truth of the matter is, I really, really don't want to deal with people who are just looking for like a free opportunity. I want to work with people who are willing to invest in themselves. And, it doesn't take a lot of money in the beginning because I show everyone how to leverage reselling so that they can make a good amount of money for themselves and so that they can finance whatever business they want to be in. It's that simple. It's really simple. You can take $20 to like 10, 15 garage sales on a weekend, get some stuff, flip it on eBay, walk away with like $50, $60. You're doubling and 3xing your money. And in many cases, you can X your money 5, 6, 7 times. It just depends. The more you go out, the more you do things, the more money you're going to make. But just save yourself a lot of heartache, a lot of frustration, a lot of confusion, and stay the hell away from anything that claims to be a free traffic source. Because really, it doesn't exist. Oh my God, I even joined one of those multi-level marketing companies that was going to teach me how to jump on Facebook and get a bunch of free leads. Again, I'm having to trade in my time for this. I'm sitting on Facebook for 4 or 5 hours a day just to try to get 1 to 3 people to sign up for my newsletter. And it was the worst possible way I could spend my time because people really don't react very well when they're setting up a friendship with you and you're like going through common interests with them, and then after like a couple of days you bust out your opportunity on them. But they don't want to hear it. They do not want to hear it. They don't want to be pitched. They do not care about your opportunity. So forget about it, okay? However, if you use your Facebook profile properly and you talk and communicate with people, you make friends with people, you show them that you're there for them, interacting with them, liking, commenting, this type of thing. If they need to make extra money, they might ask you a couple of questions, okay? This is the very basics of attraction marketing. There's a whole lot more to it. But these are the basics. And what it does is it saves you a lot of time, a lot of heartache, and it saves you a lot of friends. Because people will unfriend you and block you so fast because they feel like you're spamming them. Because they don't know you. Because you've only been interacting with them for a few days and just on Facebook Messenger going back and forth. And boom, you bring this on them. They're offended. They feel violated. They feel that the time they've spent talking to you was a complete waste of time. And then they block you. And then they mark your account to Facebook as one who spams. And if Facebook gets enough of those on your account, guess who's going to lose their account privileges? It's just that simple. Facebook does not want to be the spamming platform. Which is funny, because that's another subject altogether. Just understand that. Facebook would rather delete your account than have you on their thing spamming a bunch of people. You don't want to do that. And you're like, well, I'm not spamming, I'm making friends. Well, if you're trying to pitch them, you're spamming them. Now, if they come to you, this happens a lot around the holidays, happens a lot around the summertime. It happens a lot right around the first of the year as well. Those are the 3 big ones, because those are the times when people reflect upon their income and they reflect upon how much money they are and are not making. Then what happens is they jump on a few of those free programs. They don't get anywhere. They don't make any money. They spend money, but nothing comes back in. So they say internet marketing is a complete scam. So they come up to you, and it's around the holiday or something. Like, man, I really wish I was making more money. This is your time to shine. But you have to be careful about it, because if they feel like you're trying to sell them, if they feel like you're trying to rope them into some type of pyramid or Ponzi scheme, they're going to run for the hills, and they're going to run fast. However, if you explain to them how you're making your money, and you can show them that you're doing it and that you've been doing it for a length of time, you'll gain their trust, and in their eyes, become an expert in whatever it is you're trying to tell them. Whatever the opportunity is. My big opportunity is reselling. When I turn someone on to reselling, I don't make any money. eBay doesn't give me money for that. It's just when they decide to invest in anything I'm offering, they see me as someone who knows what they're talking about, because they've tried it, they made money, and now I'm their hero. That's the proper way to market. Anything else is basically just spam. So just keep that in mind, everyone. Free traffic is a lie. Free business is a lie. Free money is a lie. All of these things are lies, and they're spread all over the internet. So keep that in mind. Sorry if this was kind of like a rant. I did not intend for it to be that way. And, have a good rest of your evening. And I'll see everyone sometime tomorrow. Have a great night.